Hi, and welcome to the PlasmaCost Overview video. In this video, we're going to cover the different features of PlasmaCost that can help you make your business more profitable. Once you've set up your PlasmaCost software, the first place you're going to come is to the dashboard. And you have a dashboard that's just going to give you a quick overview of your total quotes, expenses, charges, profit, your profit margin on average, and so much more, all the way down to your sales growth over time to make sure you're continuing to make your business profitable. Next, we have our nesting. PlasmaCost features an auto nesting. So you can load your parts in here. You can tell it how many of each part you want and hit nest, and it will nest them on out for you. We also feature a DXF parts library. In this parts library, you build the parts library with your most used parts, your pieces of art. Maybe you have a new job and you're not around your computer. You can load those up and you can nest from anywhere that has Wi-Fi access. You don't have to have your USBs, and then you can get that sent over to the crew at the shop and get that cut out. Up next, we have the calculator. In the calculator, this is really the meat of PlasmaCost. This is going to tell you where your expenses are, your charges, what your profit is. As we break this down in later videos, you're going to see how handy it is to know exactly how much things are going to cost, things you should charge, and also be able to get that to a customer in a nice broke down quote. We then have our square tubing and pipe, which is the same thing, but in here we have our different wall thicknesses and sizes of square tubing, as well as our different schedule of pipe, wall thickness, and all that great stuff. We can take a job report from SheetCam or any other CAM software. If we haven't nested here, maybe it's been nested somewhere else, and we can load that in here, send it into the calculator, and it will pick up the square inches, the inches cut, pierce time, cut time, machine time, all that great stuff. Up next, we have our quotes. In the quotes, this is going to show all the quotes we've created for all the different customers we've created quotes for. And if we have those under customer accounts and we're working with QuickBooks, we can export those quotes out into our QuickBooks and have that all set up for customers there. Next, we have our prices guide. And in here, this is going to give a good general guide of our prices for our different thicknesses and different types of material: mild steel, stainless, aluminum, copper, hard ox, and AR plate. A little further down, we have the same thing for our square tubing, as well as, if we click here, our scheduled pipe, so we can give good, accurate quotes. If we're not sure what our actual prices really are for the day, since we do have a lot of fluctuation in the markets, especially when we're dealing with stainlesses, aluminum, and copper, we want to check and make sure we're giving out good quotes and we're not taking a hit on that. So we would go to our live market prices. In live market prices, they might be up to date, but they might not be. So we're going to hit refresh now. And that's going to go out. It's going to search the internet. It's going to find what the live market prices are at the time. And then it's going to come back. It's going to autofill those in, updated market prices, to make a good solid quote for our customer. Next over is our inventory. In our inventory, we put all the materials we use. Maybe it'd be 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, all the above, some 10 gauge. Maybe we use just thinner materials. We can have that in our inventory. We can have maximum stock, and we can have min stock alerts. So when the crew is burning through material, they're taking stuff out of stock, it hits that low stock alert. It's going to automatically pop up, giving you a warning saying, hey, you're low on stock on 1/4 inch mild steel, allowing you to not have to think too much about it and get an order into your local steel distributor. Set up through the alerts. You can also keep track of your purchase orders for the steel and so on and so forth. Next tab we have is our projects tab. In our projects tab, we can track each of the projects that's going through our shop. We have them all listed out. We can go to our shop floor. We can see which projects are still in the queue, which projects we have our crew working on in progress, and then which projects we have completed and are out to the customer. We can set up templates for this as well and track the activity through a project's activity log. Each employee will have a sign in so they can also log their sign in, and you can keep track of what they're doing on a specific project if you need to do that. Next, we have our analytics tab. Once we have quotes and business going on, we're going to have a breakdown of your expenses, your growth, your profits, your losses. Hopefully, there's really none of that, but this will show you if there is. We also have a CRM, so you can keep track of your customers and keep good customer relations. In here, we can keep notes for our customers. We can keep all of our projects for that customer under one roof, so we can keep track of whether they're in progress, completed. This will also help you keep better relations with your customers, who they are, how they need things done. That way, you can make your clients satisfied. And at the end of the day, biggest part of business is customer relations and making sure that they're getting taken care of. Last, we have our settings tab here. In our settings tab, we have our user guide. In our user guide that can be accessed from any tab as well, we have a breakdown of how things are, what they're showing, how you use them, whether it be in the dashboard, your CRM, your quotes, your material prices. We have our inventory. You're not sure on something in nesting, you can go in here and you can reference the user guide to give you a breakdown of how it's used, why it's used like that, um, all the way down to tooling. In our settings tab, we also have our about. We have contact, so you can contact us with any questions, any concerns. We're right there, ready to answer any of those. You also have your business profile and settings, which are really about the same thing. In here, if you missed or skipped doing it in your initial setup of PlasmaCost, you can put your company logo in here, all of your company details, tagline, slogan, contact information. A few things in here that weren't covered in initial setup is, say, your website to be put on your preview of your estimates, your license contract number, your tax ID number if you have it, your state, and then any terms or percentages that you want for that specific customer, or your specific customers, the way you do business. Next over is your shop defaults. Now, with your shop defaults, you have your profit margins. So you have a low margin. That's for your really good repeat customers, maybe some good friends. Standard is 40%. That's really standard across business. That way, at the end of the day, after expenses and charges, you actually make a profit. Then we have aggressive. With aggressive, that would be for like government contracts. Maybe there's work you don't really want to do, but if the customer's willing to pay, you'll go ahead and do it. Down here, we have some employee permissions. So with PlasmaCost, you can set up different employees for the admin, managers, and then just your basic employees. With your basic employees, this is a function to hide financials from the employees so they don't see the analytics, they don't see the profit margins and stuff like that. Or maybe you're a business that wants to be really transparent, you want to show everybody. So you have that option here. Next one is for you to allow your regular employees to do inventory adjustments. They should be able to inventory adjustments down, take stuff out of inventory, but generally it should be a manager's job to put more inventory into stock. That way it's done properly. Right here we have our teams. This is where we're going to set up our teams. We're going to set up who has the admin roles, who can go in and change anything, delete customers, add stuff to it, um, customer names if they need to be changed, business names if they need to be changed, anything like that that could affect the business and how it operates. Only admin can do that. Next, we have managers. Managers have full access of the app and everything there is, except for that stuff the admin does of deleting customers, deleting notes, stuff like that. That also breaks down into our employees. The employees out doing the welding, the cutting, the employees that just need to really see nesting, calculator quotes, live prices, take stuff out of inventory, and potentially add new clients and add new notes, just not take away from them. In the settings tab, we also have sign out. Since we have the different levels of access, it's recommended that admins sign out every time they're done. That way, nobody can get in and change any business credentials or any leads or any clients of ours. Next, we have delete account. That should only be applicable to the master admin, the one who created the profile for PlasmaCost. And anyway, thank you for joining me. That is an overview of the features of PlasmaCost, and I hope you have a great day.